That has got to be the craziest race I remember.
Congratulations to the team on the Constructors' Championship. Great job, man. History in the making.
Good job, Lewis. Well managed. Congrats.
It's such a proud moment for me, man. Love you, brother. I'd like to say a big thanks to everyone in this team. What you've done the past couple of years is just remarkable, and I'm just so grateful for all your hard work this year. God bless you.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
Still got it, Bono. I better see you when I get back. Come on.
Okay, Lewis. I think you've done it, mate.
こんばんは、ニコニコ。
That is it. World champion, pal. World champion.
皆さん、こんばんは。今からグランプリ英語版を走っていきますので、よろしくお願いします。I am about to start the English version of the F1 Grand Prix, so please consider subscribing to the
It's time to hit the track then, as we embark upon another thrilling round of Formula One racing here at Imola. Welcome to the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. One lap of Imola, anti-clockwise of course, unlike most Formula One circuits, will take our drivers round 3.1 miles of track, 19 turns, 9 right-handers and 10 to the left. Drivers will need to be precise at the hairpin at turn 7, given the subsequent uphill section. Without a good exit from that corner, they'll lose a lot of time on that stretch. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, and Oscar Piastri completes the front row. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Hadja, Verstappen, Andrea Kimi Antonelli, and Russell, Norris, Leclerc, Lindblad, and Pierre Gasly, Ocon, Sainz, Alex Albon, and Colapinto, Behrman, Lawson, Valtteri Bottas, and Fernando Alonso, Hulkenberg, Bortoletto, Perez, and Lance Stroll brings the grid to a close. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track where preparations are underway. And alongside me in the commentary box, my old friend, Anthony Davidson. I know what we've got to do before the start of today's race, but what about our driver? what do the final hours look like for them?
Well, for them, you've got your pre-race rituals that you go through. You see different drivers that, some have got their headphones on, they're listening to the music. Some drivers really absorb the energy from the crowd and they're there waving to them. Other drivers, they go within themselves. They chat to their engineers, absorbing that information, that vital information that you need to carry you through the race. And, those pre-race rituals are essential to making things systematic. We do a lot of Grand Prix in a season, and the more systematic you can be, the easier you are within that environment.
Okay, radio check, radio check.
Radio check.
Okay, so overtake mode active. We'll get some extra power from the hybrid system now. Use boost on the next long straight to get past. Okay, so you've got overtake now, overtake enabled. That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up. Well done. Okay, mate, boost mode if you need it. Boost mode if you need it. Brilliant, nice move, keep going. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 1.5 seconds. Okay, this is your final lap of the race. Absolutely awesome. Just amazing, mate. Well done.
We did it. Great job, guys.
It's another victory and a champion's performance from Max Verstappen.
And this really is, as we know, Crofty, a team game. And a performance from the driver like this today gives the team energy moving forwards. It's closely fought in the Constructors' Championship, and this will go a long way to boosting that energy as we move forward.
And once all the hard work is over, and after lap of brilliant racing, it's time now to celebrate with our podium trio. And for those that have missed the Dutch national anthem, fear not, it's back again, because Max Verstappen is back on the top step. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport action. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One. Welcome to Abu Dhabi. We're just about to start today's race here at the Yas Marina circuit. It's a track known for its long back straight, which serves as a fantastic opportunity for overtaking, going into the slow speed corners that follow it. We have 16 corners here at Yas Marina Circuit, 7 to the right and 9 to the left. It's a total lap distance of 3.28 miles. 2 long straights and overtaking opportunities throughout the lap. And we expect average speeds of around 123 miles per hour. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Isaac Hadjer lines up on pole position, and Andrea Kimi Antonelli completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Piastri, Lando Norris, and Verstappen, Russell, Hamilton, Ocon, and Ollie Behrman, Lawson, Colapinto, Pierre Gasly, and Sainz, Albon, Lindblad, Nico Hülkenberg, and Valtteri Bottas, Perez, Bortoletto, Alonso, and Lance Stroll brings the grid to a close. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today. And alongside me today, a man who I'm always pleased to see join me in the commentary box, Anthony Davidson. Now, you're the racing driver in this partnership, so tell us about this racing driver. Put us in their shoes. How are they going to be feeling?
Well, you've got to be prepared, Crofty. Before you even step foot inside the car, you've got to know, you've got to have a pre-race game plan. You've watched videos before you get into the car of previous races gone by. You know where you have to place your car if X, Y or Z happens in front of you or behind you. So having this clear game plan is absolutely essential before you get in the car.
All right, give me a quick radio check, please. Radio check.
Radio check.
final lap. Let's go, final lap.
It was quite tricky through the high speed at the end, but we managed it.
And in the end, there was no Verstappen. Max Verstappen, he takes victory.
And it's always good, Crofty, to get that momentum on your side, and it's really good for your confidence as well. The more confident you are, the further that can take you.
We had drama from start to finish, but in the end, there was only ever one that could take that top spot. One of the all-time greats celebrates yet again. It's another podium, it's another top step for Max Verstappen. Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one. You can hear the Australian fans roaring as they line the track here in Albert Park. Welcome to Melbourne, And the roar from the crowd can only mean one thing. It's race day. We go racing today then in the state of Victoria, where the drivers have 14 corners and 3.28 miles to navigate at an average lap speed of around 120 miles per hour. The close proximity of the barriers make accidents inevitable, and recent history shows us that a safety car is not at all out of the question. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And starting next to them is George Russell. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Piastri, Isaac Hadjar, and Norris. Antonelli, Leclerc, Albon, and Liam Lawson. Gasly, Colapinto, Ollie Behrman, and Sainz. Lindblad, Ocon, Gabriel Bortoleto, and Sergio Perez. Stroll, Bottas, Hulkenberg, and Fernando Alonso rounds off the grid. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today? And alongside me here today in the commentary box, Anthony Davidson. So here we are then at Albert Park. It's a street track. Well, it's not, it's a park track. People go for a nice Sunday afternoon stroll, but not this weekend.
No, you've got the leaves blowing around this time of the year, Crofty, as well. That's always playing its part. It starts off very green. By that I mean a dusty track, not giving much grip. And as the weekend goes on, the grip comes to the circuit and you feel more confident from inside the car. Yeah, it's a parkland circuit. It's, you know, it's a high speed. It's kind of a street track, so you've got walls around you, and that means any kind of mistake you make is severely punished, and that's always hanging over you from inside the car.
Okay, radio check, radio check.
Radio check.
Okay, so with the new power units, make sure you're lifting and coasting before corners, and consider not always going full throttle. Try combining lift and coast into braking with boost out of corners and see if you can find a good balance. Great work. That's a new fastest lap of the race. Final lap, final lap. Push, push. Absolutely awesome. Just amazing, mate. Well done.
I like the way we played the strategy. It's good to be aggressive sometimes.
The checkered flag is out. We're going to be hearing that Dutch national anthem again because it's victory for Max Verstappen.
I mean, it looked like they were in a different category at points during the race, led every lap. I mean, what more can we say?
It's time for our podium celebrations. And as ever in Formula One, 3 is the magic number. But there can only be one on the top step. Your number 1, Max Verstappen. It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action, and I can't wait to see what's next. It's time to find out which driver is up to the task of claiming the Chinese Grand Prix. Good afternoon, everybody. We're here in Shanghai. We start a lap here at Shanghai with the long, difficult right-handers of turns 1 and 2, the first of 16 corners that make up this 3.3-mile circuit. The incredibly long back straight provides the best passing opportunity of the lap, with speeds in excess of 200 miles per hour before we head into the braking zone of turn 14. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Oscar Piastri lines up on pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Russell, Norris, Andrea Kimi Antonelli and Verstappen, Hadjar, Leclerc, Gasly and Esteban Ocon, Behrman, Lindblad, Liam Lawson and Albon, Colapinto, Sainz, Valtteri Bottas and Sergio Perez, Stroll, Hülkenberg, Alonso and Gabriel Bortoleto rounds off the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track. And alongside me in the commentary box today, a man who I always look up to, which is easier said than done, Anthony Davidson. I know what we've got to do before the start of today's race, but what about our driver? What do the final hours look like for them?
Well, for them, you've got your pre-race rituals that you go through. You see different drivers that, some have got their headphones on, they're listening to the music. Some drivers really absorb the energy from the crowd and they're there waving to them. Other drivers, they go within themselves. They chat to their engineers, absorbing that information, that vital information that you need to carry you through the race. And, those pre-race rituals are essential to making things systematic. We do a lot of Grand Prix in a season, and the more systematic you can be, the easier you are within that environment.
All right, let's have a quick radio check, please. Radio check.
Radio check.
Okay, so overtake is active. Overtake mode active. You're going to get more power from the hybrid system. You know how it works. Just use boost on the next long straight to get your way past. Okay, overtake enabled, overtake enabled. With the new power units this year, you'll want to lift and coast more than you might have done before. And sometimes the fastest way around a track is not always going full throttle. Combine lift and coast into braking with boosting out of corners and see how you get on. That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up. Well done. Okay, mate, so just a quick reminder, you'll get access to the extra power when you're within a second of the car ahead with overtake mode. Great manoeuvre, you made it look so easy. Gap to your teammate behind, 3.5 seconds. Okay, mate, final lap. Keep your concentration and let's bring it home.
Amazing weekend, guys. Really, really good.
It's another victory and a champion's performance from Max Verstappen.
And that's 2 wins in a row now, of course, Crofty. And it marks the fact that it's not a fluke. So, you know, their head's in the right space. What more can we see going forwards?
There's room for 3 on their podium, but only ever 1 right at the top. Let the celebrations begin. And for those that have missed the Dutch national anthem, fear not. It's back again, because Max Verstappen is back on the top step. After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time out? Be sure to join us once again as we continue to bring you all the excitement of Formula One. Suzuka in the springtime where the cherry blossom is in full bloom. But who's blooming out on our track and who's flourishing on this wonderful day at this magnificent track? Welcome along to Suzuka and the Japanese Grand Prix. A lap of this historic racetrack covers 3.6 miles. It's the only time during the season that we race on a figure-of-8 circuit. And the drivers can expect some intense G-forces through the 18 corners on offer here as they experience some of the highest average apex speeds on the Formula One calendar. Keep an eye out for overtakes into the final chicane. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Isaac Hadjar lines up on pole position, just ahead of George Russell, who starts this event from P2. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Piastri, Hamilton, Andrea Kimi Antonelli, and Norris. Verstappen, Leclerc, Colapinto, and Arvid Lindblad. Ocon, Gasly, Alex Albon, and Behrman. Lawson, Sainz, Lance Stroll, and Nico Hülkenberg. Alonso, Bortoletto, Perez, and Valtteri Bottas begins the race from the back of the grid. Now it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track. And striding into our commentary box to join us today, the man, the myth, the legend, Anthony Davidson. I know what we've got to do before the start of today's race, but what about our driver? What do the final hours look like for them?
Well, for them, you know, you've got your pre-race rituals that you go through. You see different drivers that, you know, some have got their headphones on, they're listening to the music. Some drivers really absorb the energy from the crowd and they're there waving to them. Other drivers, they go within themselves. They chat to their engineers, absorbing that information, that vital information that you need to carry you through the race. And, you know, those pre-race rituals are essential to making things systematic. We do a lot of Grand Prix in a season, and the more systematic you can be, the easier you are within that environment.
Okay, give me a quick radio check, please. Radio check.
Radio check.
お待たせしました。
Overtake mode active. Overtake active. You've got more power now from the hybrid system. Use boost on the next long straight to get past. Okay, overtake enabled, overtake enabled. Okay, so that's boost mode available if you need it. Okay, so remember, when you get within a second, you'll get access to extra power from the hybrid system in overtake mode. Okay, so managing the engine's more important than ever. Your main way to recharge will be lifting and coasting, and you don't always need to go full throttle. Try some lift and coast before braking, then use boost on corner exit to get that extra energy deployment. Nice move, good job. Watch out for understeer in the wake of the car ahead. Try to get past as quickly as you can. Push, push. Okay, mate, this is the final lap of the race. Final lap. Yes, and that's a podium. Excellent drive. The whole team have worked especially hard this weekend, and that, my friend, is a fantastic reward. Well done.
Yeah, not bad. Good result that.
We've seen a brilliant display of the Russell hustle. It's George Russell who wins.
But George Russell's always great to watch, Crofty, out there. You know, he's super aggressive when he needs to be, a good overtaker. He can put on a defensive drive when he needs to, but a really top performance by him today.
Only 3 can take to the podium, and here they come. And taking his place on the top step of the podium, he gave it some hustle. Well done to George Russell. Well, that was certainly an exciting weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for more exciting Formula One action very soon. There was a race against time in 2004 to get Sakir ready for its Grand Prix debut. But today, the only race is where it matters, right on track. Welcome to the Bahrain Grand Prix. There's no shortage of passing opportunities around the 3.36 miles of the Bahrain International Circuit, with the best, of course, at turn 1, and then another soon after into turn 4. 15 corners here, 6 to the left and 9 to the right, and we could see 1 or 2 flat spots into that tight left-hander of turn 10. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Isaac Hadjar lines up on pole position, and Oscar Piastri completes the front row. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Hamilton, Andrea Kimi Antonelli, and Norris, Leclerc, Russell, Lawson, and Ollie Behrman, Ocon, Gasly, Franco Colapinto, and Albon, Lindblad, Sainz, Nico Hülkenberg, and Sergio Perez, Alonso, Stroll, Bottas, and Gabriel Bortoleto rounds off the grid. With preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track. And alongside me today is a man who needs no introduction, but I'll try anyway. It's Ant Davidson. So we're getting close to the start of the race. What will this driver be experiencing? Big nerves? Big excitement? What?
Always extra nerves at the start of the race, Gruffy. It's probably at the start of the race, it's where your heart rate's at its highest in anticipation. And you've got to be in the right mindset. You've got to be thinking there inside the car, what can go right? How can I be opportunistic rather than what can go wrong? And how do I protect my position? Look forward and stay positive. It's easy to say, very hard to do when you're in that position.
Radio check, radio check.
Radio check.
I'm afraid you've been given a time penalty for that last incident, mate. Right, you've got boost mode available now. Use it if you want to. Okay, so overtake mode active. We'll get some extra power from the hybrid system now. Use boost on the next long straight to get past. Okay, you've just started the final lap of the race. Final lap. Yes, mate, I'll take that. Well done. We're really happy with the podium down here, so well done. Yes.
I tried, I tried everything I could, but we were just not quick enough. But still good points.
Oscar Piastri, take a bow. What a performance. What a win. It's been a hard afternoon of brilliant racing, but now it's time for some proper celebrations. The podium awaits. They give out trophies for the winners. Today, they're Oscars. Your winner today, Oscar Piastri. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport action. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.
ラグそうなので、ここで終わります。ILL end it here. Thank ご視聴いただき、ありがとうございました。Thank you for watching.